all right, moving on to Gaff, which this morning it's been announced that he has apparently told, or the Eagles players have been informed that Gaff will be off to North Melbourne. On the probably like the 75th attempt, they've finally nailed a big free agent or a big trade.
They've got Polec and Gaff's a huge win.
Exactly. As well, we've got also Hall's in line, Nick Newman as well as Brandon Ellis toured their facility, so they got a couple in the works. Gaff, the decision is he exactly, because in my mind, him and Polec are exactly the kind of players that team needed and were lacking this season.
I think they just needed to convince someone to come to the club, break that bogey.
Yeah. But on top of that, they fit what they
players,
need. Because they've got Cunnington, they've got Zeeble, they've got even Ahern who came in and was just like a contested bull in his first year. They need that outside run. We've always said that they're a bit slow. They don't have that pace. Whether Hall, if he can put some consistency together, gives that.
Yeah.
Polec for sure can give that. And Gaff, if he didn't, get suspended, probably could have won the Brownlow. He would have been right up there with Tom Mitchell. So,
or a Norm Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? So I think if they can add, it looks like they're probably going to add Gaff, and Polec seems a certainty nearly. This is a huge off-season.
Yeah, and considering I think next year they're in line to play finals.
Well, if they add these guys, and even Nick Newman off half-back gives them a little poise as well. And I said, Hall is the definition of inconsistent, but at his best, he's got game breaker written all over him. He has a lot of talent.
See, if I'm North Melbourne, they're opening the war chest as it is. I'm front-ending all of these deals, pay them overs early on, and when those deals look respectable, when they're not looking like they're being paid overs, that's where you bring in more players. That's where, obviously it's going to tighten up the salary cap eventually, but you bring in more players, and then you have to keep this roll on, bring players in each year.
For the West Coast perspective, when we were doing the grand final edition, Chris mentioned that he feels that Gaff is the kind of player who's a very, very good player, but he is replaceable. In terms of he's not a Dangerfield, a Paddy Cripps. He's not a midfielder who's explosive, kicks goals. He's more of an accumulator.
I'd say that's bang on considering what they did without
exactly,
him.
with Dom Sheed coming in as well, and if they go for Tim Kelly. So how much does it hurt, especially knowing they're probably going to lose Lysette as well?
Oh, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference if they can replace him with the likes of Kelly. And I've even heard that Rory Lobb's still considering the West Coast trade
and Hickey as well. I think
exactly. So there's a few balanced issues that they might have to figure out. But I don't feel like Gaff will be a huge loss considering the final series they had